So basically what this case statement can do, it can see in our data, in our defined column, certain kind of conditions and then assign the name to these certain kind of condition. In our case, as we can see in our age, first is can define in our column the certain kind of age and then give them a certain kind of names. Now as you can see in all of the columns of our employee data set, we have done our transformation part, but this time we will move toward the salary part, because you can see there are a lot much more salaries over there, so we can create the bins of the salary. And while all the other things like their years at company and all the stuff are being normal, they are easy to use. So now we can move toward our creating of the salary bins. So for the creating of the salary bins, firstly I can see the minimum values and the maximum value of my salary for bins creation. So I'm just copying my from statement, and in the select statement I would love to see the salary and employee ID, but I don't think so there is a need of an employee ID, so I'm just deleting it. And now in my salary I use the function of the min to define the minimum salary, and then select this all the statement and then run it. And now you can see we have almost round about a salary of 20,000 rupees as a minimum salary, so I'm writing it in my salary bins bracket. And now I am defining my maximum salary by using max function, and when I execute this I get my maximum salary, which is round about almost 5 lakh. So I'm writing it over here in my minimum and maximum salary of the brackets. As now I wanted to see the employee ID and then the salary, and now I am asking ChatGPT to create a bins for me. So firstly I define my minimum and maximum value to ChatGPT. Also wanted the separate query for the salary bins a part of my state and age, so I write it as to be a separate salary bins creation for me. There is a little bit typo error. It is not that much more difficult case. ChatGPT easily can detect that. So we're not more focusing on our typo errors. We're focusing on providing a different kind of stuff. Statements to ChatGPT. And I wanted to see at least, or I think 5 bins are enough for our salary column. So I wanted to see the 5 bins, where my first bin is salary is between, I am using my minimum salary and then to 50,000 rupees, and it can define it can see in our data firstly the salaries that are between almost 20,000 to 50,000 thousand rupees, and then it can give the name into 50k rupees. And same condition for other 3 columns for other 3 bins. And then I'm defining my last and 5th condition, which is if my salary is almost 50 lakh, greater than 50 lakh, then give them the name to be 50 lakh above or above 50 lakhs. So now where we can see you can define salary bin statement for us, and I'm just copying it, and it's all good to go. And now I'm pasting it in here my salary column, but you can see we have 2 select statement because I did not delete in my previous select statement, so I'm just deleting it. And now my salary bin I also wanted to see the employee ID, so here we have our query, and now I'm running it. Now you can see over there is the employee ID, the salary, and the salary bin. So if their salary is between in the first case of employee ID, our salary is 31,000 rupees, so it's lie between under 50,000 rupees in our salary bins. So same for all other salaries, they are defined in a certain kind of a salary bin according to our given conditions. So now as you can see, we have created all the transformation that we have required. So this time we are moving toward the combining all of these queries that we have created previously into a single query. So firstly I start with my salary condition because it's a little bit large, so I'm just writing it over here. And now I am selecting my first query, which is of the concat function of combining first and the last name. Okay, but before that I use the state statement. So I state column where we transform our different names, short names of our states into the full form of the names. And then I'm selecting my age bin and writing it over here in the single query. And now I'm selecting this concat. I didn't want it to use my first and the last name. Instead I use the single name of the employee name in the column that we have created now. As now you can see, we have a lot much more columns in our name, and to write all of these names one by one is difficult, so I'm just clicking on schema and then clicking on the required column that I wanted to be in my query, like gender, age, business travel, and all of the above. I did not using my first and last name, as I described previously that I use a employee name as a single column instead of first and last name, and we did not require the state column also because we have transformed our state into full name, so there is no need of it. But we can use our salary and age column along with the salary and the age bins. So now by this way I selected all of my required column names and I'm just copying it, and now I'm just closing this my query of schema, and then here in my query where I'm selecting all of my queries, transformation queries into a single query, I'm just pasting it. I'm pasting all the name of my table of employee dataset that I required. Now I'm just replacing it in a better way, just for easy to understand. And as you can see over here, I'm using this comma for manager column. And I'm removing the state because we use the full state name, so there's no need of writing the state over here. And now when I select this query and execute that, and you can see over here that this is all the stuff that we required in our employee table.